Welcome to the All Jammed Up podcast presented to you by Music Never Stopped. Today is Thursday, April 17th, and today's guest we have AP and Pat from Hot Like Mars.
What are you doing, podcast for Lot?
Yeah.
Come be on a Lot podcast.
Yeah, hell yeah, All Jammed Up.
This dude's doing a podcast. If you want to be on some podcast, come give an interview.
Hell yeah.
All
Good morning, fools. Welcome to the All Jammed Up podcast. Today is Thursday, April 17th. I'm your host, Clint Dotson, and we got another banger for you guys today. We got Pat and AP from Hot Like Mars, and bear with me on it. There's a couple times in the beginning where their connection kind of goes out. AP lost his voice, so there's a couple times in the beginning where it's hard to hear him, but with a little help of some editing, it gets better throughout, so just bear with us. It's a really fun interview, a really great interview. Those guys were a lot of fun. We had a good time. So might not be the easiest to listen to at first, but stick with it. It gets good. There's a lot of laughs, and it's cool to hear about their kind of very quick rise. These guys have only been a band since the beginning of 2024, and they're doing big numbers on Instagram. They just released an awesome album. They got Northlands coming up and Hillberry this summer, so these guys are doing big things. You're going to want to check this podcast out. But on the back end, my grandpa passed away last Wednesday, April 9th. Instead of doing a Chloe's Corner today, we do a Cousin's Corner. It's me and a couple of my cousins, Andrew and Brandon. And Brandon's kind of all over the place with work. My cousin Andrew lives in Virginia, so it's hard for us three to always get together. And I thought it would be something cool, a cool way to honor my grandpa and kind of let you guys hear about him. He was super into music, always playing his guitar, showing us new music, taking us to local shows around the area. I think he would have liked this podcast probably. So it's just a cool way for us to kind of show some love, show some remembrance for our grandpa. So it's no Chloe's Corner today. It's a Cousin's Corner. Check it out. Some good laughs. We have a good time. But yeah, man, that's it. Pat and AP from Hot Like Mars, and then stay tuned for Cousin's Corner.
Hey, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
What's up, guys? We're here with AP and Pat from the Hot Like Mars band, who, as of today, Tuesday, April 15th, their new album, One Way Ticket Up, has just came out. How you guys doing today?
good, man.
Great, man. Thanks for having us, Clint. We appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. It was cool because you guys kind of hit me up when I first started the podcast, and I actually hadn't heard of you guys yet. And then I feel like since we started talking on Instagram, I just fucking see you guys everywhere now.
That's good.
Is-
That's
is-
good. Yeah, that's what we're trying. That's what we're going for.
As good as your music is, you guys are fucking content kings.
Thank
Oh,
you, dude.
good.
Thank you.
Good,
That's
good,
good.
man.
Thank you for the compliment.
The one where my two favorites are the one where you're like, I can't wait to meet our two band members, and then AP and the other guy walks in and goes, wait, they're black?
Yeah, that's what's in tape, man.
Yeah, that's
I'm the one. I'm the mediator in that.
AP was like the guy who appeared out of the cloud.
Oh yeah,
Funny.
yeah.
We don't need to fight.
And then there's
That,
the one too where you guys do like the fake TikTok trend where it's like instead of them asking who you're listening to, it's like I'm gonna rob you, and it's just the Hot Like Mars songs, and y'all
Yeah.
skip away.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
We try to study up on what's going viral and all that, and kind of make it our own.
For sure. So I guess let's start with you, AP. I kind of want to know like what got you into playing keys, what got you into singing, and kind of how that all formed to where you are now with the band.
Started out young, man. And playing in church. My mom, she's a director in church, and she was a great singer. Still is. My grandmother played piano, and I was just under good guidance, man, or like good teachers in the church. Like this guy Rodney East, I grew up learning from when I could, else he was playing with like other artists, um, like Yolanda Adams, Marvin Sapp. They've been a meme lately. But they like gospel greats, man, and he was just one of those guys in the Chicagoland that was like, one of the best organists. So yeah, man. But yeah, it came out of that, man. I wanted to study a little bit, went to college for a little bit, but it was mostly year, I started playing with a lot of bands.
Yeah.
And, yeah, man. I think I was playing. My first real band was called Raj. Shout out to AJ Rick. Um, it was playing like blues, rock, reggae type stuff, man. Um, and from there, got into the Chicago scene heavy. Like started playing with some City Cats. Um, and yeah, after that, went to school. Came back, learned a little bit of jazz on the way, so I applied all of that, but I love producing, so
Mm.
that's why I can kind of meld and fuse everything together, man, and kind of just go off my own, what I'm thinking, you know.
Gotcha. I can definitely see the like church and gospel roots in the way that you sing. You got a lot of soul in the way that you sing. I think that's
Yeah, thank you,
a lot of
man.
fun. You can really feel that too in your music.
Thank you, man. I just told somebody recently that shit came later on, though,
Mm.
because, yeah, I didn't really sing like that, man. We sang a little bit in church choir, but I was an organist. I didn't have to sing, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but then when I got older, just playing around, and I like kind of messing with the voice. Right now my voice, I think I'm losing it right now. It's a little, it don't usually sound like this.
You're just waking up.
No, I'm not.
It's
I
this.
actually been off for a while. My schedule is flip, man. But yeah, uh, man, I think I started really singing like mid 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And then Pat, kind of tell us a little bit about what made you want to pick up a guitar and then what made you want to get in a band and try to do this for a living.
Um, so picked up the guitar. I got a birthday gift that changed my life when I was 13. I got like a Led Zeppelin CD and a Bob Marley CD, and I had never really like listened to like quote unquote real music before.
Guitar. Yep.
So, anyways, yeah, I got started at 13, like just fell in love with Bob and Zeppelin, and then it just everything evolved from there. High school, got introduced to Dave Matthews Band and Fish, and then I was a huge jam band guy, and still love it. Um, Although I have a much wider palette these days. I used to be like, kind of ridiculous with only listening to Fish and going to like 30 concerts, and I was like, okay, I need to broaden my horizons here. Um, so yeah, and then starting the band, Frank and I, the other guitar player in the band, we started playing together in a different group when we were sophomores or juniors in high school, which was a long ass time ago now. So the two of us have been going together, and then Anthony joined with us in a different project. We had the old project, and then we just started. The three of us started this Hot Like Mars project, and really put the pedal to the metal over the last year. And we kind of started like at the beginning of 2024, um,
Okay.
with with that project, Hot Like Mars, and we think this one's the winner. We're hoping. Seems to be a lot
You
of
don't know.
promise. Yeah, we this one's the winner.
Fuck
We
yeah.
don't,
I like
I,
that,
you
AP.
know,
Let him know.
that's right. Thank you. I'm usually the one who says that to you.
I hear
It's
real
true.
loud.
Yeah. So this is the one, and because you go through a lot of projects, and we look back at some of our earlier stuff, and I'm like, damn, that was corny. But we've just kept evolving, kept getting better at our craft and better at our instruments, and now I think we've got a real killer band that people are excited about. So
I agree, man. Yeah, because you sent me the album like a month ago probably, and I listened to it and I really liked it. There's some really good, catchy songs on there. Like I said, it's really like soulful and feel good music is what I think. Like
Well, yeah.
I listened to it twice today actually. I had to drive
Thank
to
you. Thank you.
oh,
out to
thanks, dude.
Charlotte for work, and I was like, let me get familiar with these guys' music again before I interview them. And I listened to it twice, and like by the second time I listened to it, it was like, like that
Right.
My Funk song. Right? I fuck with that song, dude. That song is fun.
Which one?
The
My
funk.
Funk.
Oh, okay, the funk. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hell yeah.
I want to
Wait,
know
Yeah,
though.
it's
So
great.
like the album is what 8 songs?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's 8 songs and it's
Yes, too.
27 minutes, and I don't really like to judge a jam band off their studio stuff because I don't get to see them jam. So I want to know like what kind of goes into your guys' jams outside of what's the studio recording because I know like the keys are crazy, the bass is crazy. So like what's the jams kind of like for you guys?
Man, that's a conglomeration of everything. I think it's like the message too, doing live shows. You have times where you can really talk to the crowd, and really connect with the crowd. Um, and then just the jams can go on for. I mean, we got stuff on Nugs for what 29 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we really like, depending on the show we're playing,
Yeah,
if we're
plenty.
opening for a band, and we kind of want to like people to hear our songs, we don't typically we'll keep the funk to like 13 minutes in an opening
Hmm.
set, but if we're like headlining, certain songs can go, I mean, I think the longest jam is like 30 something minutes. We got a bunch of shit like that on Nugs where it's a whole, like he was saying, it's a whole conglomeration of styles because like Frank and I are like Dave Matthews jam band, you know, guitars, and like these guys are heavy into gospel and soul and R&B and shit like that. And
It can go in.
it can go anywhere.
Are
But
you guys all from Chicago?
Yeah, from around the Chicagoland, man. I was born around Chicago. I was born in Chicago. I just moved a lot, and now I'm
Hmm.
in Chicago, based in Chicago again. So yeah,
I grew up in the burbs, lived in the city for like 10 years or something, and then I'm moved back out to the burbs.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. Are
but
you
yeah, I
guys
live like 20 minutes out of Chicago, so.
yeah.
I just saw I've been following that new venue in Chicago, Garcia's. Do you guys have any shows lined up there?
So that's funny that you asked. I was just talking to our agent today, and it's looking. Now I don't nothing official, but it's looking like we're going to be in there sometime in September.
Okay. Hell, I think I'm actually gonna be in the 19th to the 21st.
It's looking like the 26th or the 27th.
Damn, I'm gonna be there
That
from the
time.
19th to the 21st for just a buddy's trip, man. So a new album comes up. You guys just started in 2024. To already have that well of a put together album is pretty fucking impressive, I would say. What do you guys kind of attribute to? I mean, also, if you start in 2024, you guys already have 15,000 followers. Whatever you're doing is working. What do you guys kind of attribute to that pretty quick success, I would say?
Social media.
Yeah.
And just like and make it known to that it shows like follow, come see us.
Hmm.
Word of mouth, I think is really it's really working.
Yeah.
Working. Yeah. Social media, man.
Yeah, I
The
think this
response to
socials is key. Like, um, you know, and we market ourselves too. Like if a video is going super well organically, we'll dump some money into it and like really blast it out to people in the scene. Um, and then we've also gotten a lot of really nice looks from bands like Pigeons, Andy Frasco, uh, Spafford. So we've done a lot of nice opening spots where we're in front of 800, 2,000 people, and given the opportunity to uh, like just totally tap into other bands' core audiences, if you will.
Okay, for sure. And out of those, so those are some pretty heavy hitters. Pigeons, Frasco, Spafford. Is there like one of those shows that you guys have played that's kind of like, holy shit, we just did that? Like something that really sticks out to you guys?
yeah.
For me, shit. I mean,
I got a couple.
that's tough. Yeah,
It is.
the top three
It's
for
all
me.
of them.
It's the first gig we did as Hot Like Mars was Park West with Pigeons in Chicago. That was like
That was your
sold
first
out
gig?
11.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how they
Damn.
Mars. That was ours. Open up.
So we opened up for Pigeons. It was like sold out, 1,150 people there or
But
something.
that was because we had a relationship with Pigeon.
We had a relationship with Pigeons
Oh,
because from
okay.
our old band.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
and then Park West, Metro with Andy Frasco sold out was crazy. that was just like, and he brought us up on stage. Both those bands brought us up on stage.
Yeah.
And had us like, we did Thank You for the encore with Pigeons. That was awesome. And we just played like 2 songs with Frasco. Everybody soloed, and it was sold out at the Metro. And these are like historic, like big rooms in Chicago. And then Talia Hall, we just did with Spafford. That was awesome too.
Yeah, man. I feel like I've had Frasco on the podcast before, and I feel like he's just a person that wants to kind of just like a rising tide lifts all ships, and he's just trying to put on as many people as he can.
He a party man. That's the homie, dude. He cool.
Yeah,
yeah,
dude. He was awesome.
Really, all 3 of those bands, great people, super nice, and we're just super grateful that they gave us those opportunities, because it's very difficult to get into those slots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so we would consider you guys a jam band, but I feel like that term is so broad, you know? And I feel like you guys kind of have more funk and soul than a lot of these bands like Pigeon and Spafford, you know, those are like more like rock and roll jam. You guys have more soul and funk in that. Is that kind of what you're going for, or do you want to be kind of more broad and be able to fit into all these different boxes?
I like the variety.
Yeah, I feel like our flavor is very just soulful, that like soul and funk are at the core of it, and then like we can jam our asses off because we're great musicians.
I know. I'd love to see you guys. Do you guys have any plans to come to Asheville?
Fuck.
Asheville.
We'll definitely be there eventually. We're gonna be, I think in July we're gonna be in Charleston and Charlotte.
Okay.
Most
gotcha.
likely.
Well, this is a question for you, Pat, because you kind of mentioned it a little bit. You're a Fish kid. 30 shows. You said you go been to 30 Fish shows?
Roughly, maybe more.
Okay. So, is it a cult?
100%.
I saw that when I went to the Sunday show, man.
It's definitely a cult. I was like,
So
it was like, yeah, go ahead.
It was like somebody going to a Pentecostal church for the first time. You see people shouting all around the church and falling out and speaking tongues. It was kind of like that. You know? Like I saw people next to me doing some wild ass shit, man. We play festivals. Like summer camp was probably like a very big eye opener for me to the whole scene.
Yeah.
Like jam band and like Wook Life. And now I tell people, man, I call myself a blook because I just embrace the culture, you know. And yeah, dude, it's wild. It's a wild thing.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that for you because like you being like a black dude from Chicago who grew up in like gospel music and now you're playing jam bands, you got to be like, someone's like, what the fuck are these people doing, man?
Yeah, bro, it's wild. It's funny. It's like, but I knew.
I think that's what differentiates us so much, though.
I know, yeah, for sure. Because I feel like all of us who like Mite and West too, we grew up around like a lot of white kids too. I was kind of inundated into like the suburb too. So I was in a high school where like, you know, we just a couple flies in a bowl of milk. You know what I'm saying? So you make your way, bro.
It's a good one.
You know how to get in where you fit in. So, but yeah, I was a type of person. I just talked to every type of like group. You know, I got in good with every type of group. I think musicians are just like that, though.
Yeah, and I think the jam band community too is like super, super welcoming, and like there's not a lot of like, you don't see a lot of like I guess there's not a whole ton of black people, but you don't really see like any racism within the jam community. Like everybody's showing love.
It's so open, man. Everybody's just on the slums, kicking it, on a doobie.
Yeah.
Did you ever see yourself when you were doing gospel music? And correct me if I'm wrong, but your Instagram, you used to make beats, like produce beats too?
I still do. Yeah, I still do.
You still do?
I'm starting to sell some now. I'm starting to get up my stuff, so y'all be on the lookout. I'm gonna definitely have a whole lot of music that's not, you can't push it to the hot like Mars because it wouldn't fit us necessarily. So there are some restrictions that I'm practicing too, man. I like to kind of press the boundaries and on the musical landscape, but sometimes you just gotta hone it in and go, focus in. So then with these guys, and Frankie is a beast. Like, you know, he just like very analytical too, but very musical.
Did
So
you ever see yourself like when you were doing gospel and like did you ever see yourself in a band like Hot Like Mars?
not quite, not
No.
quite like that. I always saw myself when I was doing that, bro. I saw myself doing just like background stuff,
Hmm.
like playing for other artists. I
Yeah.
thought No Name was gonna be like
A
a
steady
name.
gig.
Yeah, that's literally.
Not.
And now you're the front man for a fucking pretty dope jam band. That's got to be like, how did I get
Flip on
here?
his
But
head.
hell yeah.
Flip on his head, man, for sure, bro. Didn't expect this. It's real cool, man, and it's crazy to see what's happening. The people that's really fucking with it and being touched by the music. So it's a blessing, man.
Yeah. I'm hoping to see you guys this fall at the Hillberry Fest. And you guys are playing that festival with some pretty big names like Green Sky, String Dusters, Frasco, Mountain Grass Unit, Arkansas. Is that like something you guys are like how are we gonna it's kind of a heavier bluegrass festival, I feel like. And you guys being funk, are you kind of concerned like how are we gonna fit in here? Or do you think like we're gonna stick out because of what we are compared to everything else?
I think with the if Frasco wasn't on the bill, I'd be maybe
Yeah,
a little worried, but not knowing him and there's some others on there that, are more um less bluegrassy, if you will.
yeah.
Um I think they're gonna eat it up. They're putting us on we're closing out the main stage like late night set after Railroad Earth on Sunday night. So I think it's gonna be
Okay.
like a total shit show party type thing. Like,
Oh yeah, we're gonna go crazy.
yeah,
I didn't even know that.
So
yeah, it's
y'all are
gonna
the
be sick.
Man,
last y'all are the last show of the festival.
Yes.
turn up, turn the fuck
Fuck
up. I didn't
yeah.
even know that. Man. Y'all better show up. We finna turn the hell up, man. I can't believe. I'm
I'm
shocked.
hoping to be there, man. That's one I
Thank you,
really want to get
festival.
to.
It looks beautiful, like the
That's what's
grounds,
up.
and I've never have we been to Arkansas?
Hell no.
No, we haven't been to Arkansas before.
I know it now.
And then
A lot of places I'll be forgetting, man. But I know we ain't been there.
Yeah,
I know.
you're right. You're right.
you guys got a pretty big tour coming up too. Is there a certain city or like certain venue you're like really stoked to play that you haven't played yet?
We haven't played in a city that's coming up.
Let me look at the schedule really quick.
So I could,
We'll look that post. There's quite a few. Like definitely, very excited to play in New York City for the first time, and also super excited about Northlands.
Oh
that's
yeah,
This
y'all are playing
one's right.
Northlands?
Yeah, we're playing
Appleton,
Northlands.
Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Urbana, Illinois, Indianapolis. Those are those. No, these.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm most excited about like the festivals, honestly. We got
Yeah.
a decent amount of festivals and like cool summer concert series, but I think Northlands for me right now is going to be the pinnacle of this current list, at least in terms of like sick bands
Yeah,
that
it
are
is, man.
that
That's
we're
a
going to be sharing the bill with.
so all these festivals that you guys play and like obviously like I'm still baffled that you guys have been a band for a year and a half and already have had the success you had. But do you get time to go see a lot of shows still? And if so, like who are the bands that you guys are like, I want to be more like that, or I want to kind of copy what they're doing, or not copy what they're doing, but try some of the things they're doing? Are there any bands that you guys are kind of
Disco,
trying to model your
disco.
sound after? Disco?
I wasn't gonna say sound, but like their
Operation.
operation, man, and
Yeah.
production, just they have really stepped up their game too, and with like and big ups to the guy we met, who's helping them out, Kevin. Big ups to him. But like big ups to Disco because they got the knowledge to know like what it takes to
Hmm.
up the quality of sound, man, and what people are looking for, the lights. That's the path that we on. We know production,
Yeah.
putting on the show. We believe we got the music, but performance for people, a real show for people and creating an experience. And I'm doing that through visual mediums.
Have we been to any shows recently?
Just this, I was saying
Yeah,
music. That was the,
I feel like we've been so busy on the weekends.
yeah.
It is difficult to catch a show
What's the
that you
last
want
big
to
show you
see.
went to? Lettuce?
Lettuce is sick.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Package.
Um,
So Anderson Packhead Martyrs.
yeah,
Oh
that was
yeah.
cool.
Anderson Paak's fire. Did you guys see that Disco cover of Billy Strings they did in Georgia, the Stratosphere Blues?
Yeah,
That shit was
I
sick.
didn't see
I
that.
saw that on socials, and Billy commented
Yeah.
on it. That's sick.
Yeah. You just said something, AP. You were like, I know we have the music, but putting on that production and giving them that experience, I've never thought of it like that. What does that mean to you? Like, I know my music's good enough, but I'm not there at that production. Like, what does that production look like to you as far as success goes?
Yeah, oh man. I mean, if you think of like these big shows and the experience that these artists create too, and because it's a team behind now, and they have whole production teams like
Hmm.
stage drops, and think of like, my aunt was she wrote musicals and plays and stuff like that, man. So I helped her write a musical, and I saw what it took to like the stage production and like moving on props and like the light changes and fade to black, knowing when to like come. It's that creates this whole like different element to live performance that I feel like a lot of artists don't really think about or don't have the means to um, get that, man, to reach
Yeah.
that.
Now,
But it's something
do you
that
guys
always
have
still is on my mind. 'Cause
do you guys have like I know there's the five of you guys in the band and you guys are doing the social. It sounds like you're doing the producing. Do you guys have like a team after that that's like helping you with the lighting and like that kind of stuff? Or is it, how's that work? Like the lighting for a band like you guys still come up and coming? Is just the venue
So
does it?
right now, depending on where we're playing, it's essentially we're just at the mercy of whatever the venue's got. When we're doing headline shows in Chicago, we hire a guy who because like that's our Chicago shows where we're headlining. That's like when we can actually afford to spend
Hmm.
X amount of money on bringing in a light guy because he's got to bring in equipment and he's going to be there for 8 hours. It's just expensive. It's really all about like shelling out cash, really. Um, so yeah, we right now we're just doing the best we can, and it's going I think as well as it can for what we're doing and the level we're at, where we're just kind of we show up and whoever the venue's got working there on lights or sound, some of them are good, some of them suck, and
some of them are exceptional.
some of them
Shout
are,
out Mark.
yeah. Mark from Milwaukee from
Shout out
Barium,
Mark.
best sound man in the business, or
Okay.
one of them.
Magnificent.
And
So
again,
yeah,
I want to say,
that's how
man,
that
like,
works.
again, I want to say you guys only being a band for a year and a half now and like booking the festivals you're booking, putting out an album of the quality you guys put out today, like, I think you guys are like far above a lot of people. And like the jam band funk soul thing that you guys have going, that's like a older, that's like a older kind of music that you guys are doing. And AP, your voice is fucking phenomenal, dude. Like you
Thank
are
you,
such a
bro.
good singer and like you can see that soul in your music. And I think that's like kind of what separates you guys. Like I said, I listened to the album twice, Sam, but the second time in my car, just like, so
Hey.
what you guys are doing is it's really awesome. And I'm stoked for you guys. I want to go back to the album a little bit. My Angels is kind of a, all those songs are super funky, super dancey, but the My Angels song, that one kind of like took me back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And like, I started listening to the lyrics a little more. Where'd the inspiration for that song come from?
Um, so that song was like I started it out as kind of like a tribute to my grandparents and you know people like that who had passed away that were important to me in my life, and I had like a chorus and like a little demo and a verse, and then I brought it to AP, and he wrote a verse about his father, and who's passed away. I don't want to speak for you, but and so basically just like it's reflecting on like the people who are important in our lives that have passed away, and that we can just they may not be here with us physically, but in spirit they're still here helping us, guiding us. And um I think lyrically that's probably our best song on the album in terms of like what it meant to us and what it
Yeah.
might like the way people react when they hear it too, especially people who are going through maybe grief or loss at the time. Um we've gotten some really special messages about that one in particular.
For sure. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys listen to the podcast or not, but this episode's going to go out on Thursday. And every Thursday, I do a Chloe's Corner with my girlfriend. We just kind of like recap our week, talk about things in the jam community. And my grandpa actually passed away last week, too. Or not two, but my grandpa
Sorry
passed
to
away
hear that,
last
man.
week. Yeah, and so this week I did a cousins corner, and I virtually called in a couple of my cousins, and we just talked about my grandpa. And I was actually thinking about the song you guys wrote when I listened to it today about my grandpa. So I definitely agree that it's like it's sometimes jam band, especially I know you know Pat. The jam band songs don't really mean anything sometimes, especially with Fish. So when you
I
guys
mean,
are able to write
shit.
a song like that, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of the other thing that we wanted to avoid falling in that trap, because and again, no shade at anybody, but like I feel like a lot of the bands are kind of just using the song as an excuse to do to just jam out.
Hmm.
Whereas, and I think that's really what separates bands like Love 'Em or Hate 'Em, Goose, is just like great songwriting. Um, so that's what kind of we're really focused on. And like, yeah, we love jamming and we love uh like doing instrumental shit and soloing and all that, but like we were really focused on songcraft and trying to make something that's gonna connect with people on a deeper level.
Hmm. Absolutely. So you mentioned, Pat, that you kind of wrote that song and then you brought it to AP and you guys kind of worked the kinks out and made it what it was. What does that process look like where Pat comes to you, AP, and he's like, "Hey, I wrote this song. I want you to sing it." Are you like, "No, we're gonna do this instead"? Is it a how does that work?
It goes like that sometimes. No, sometimes he brings something that we work on. A lot of times it's just I think different from him. I was
Uh,
gonna ask Pat, pull up what my angels used to sound like.
I mean, yeah, let me just like we'll give you the raw. I mean, this is embarrassing, but I'm
Actually,
gonna
it's embarrassing. He had the words, he had the idea there.
so like if you hear this, like this is a true testament to how incredible he is as a producer
uh-huh.
and a songwriting partner. Um, and because I'm just gonna play like the original acoustic demo that I did, like just myself. Um, and it's terrible. But hold on, let me see it. Okay, like I'm just gonna give you like a clip of this because I'm embarrassed by seeing. Like the whole vibe is different. Like, so I mean,
You bring him that and then he turns it to what it is. That is pretty remarkable, yeah.
it's fucking impressive, and like that's what I'm so grateful to be in a band with him and to have him as like songwriting partner and producer. It's because I could never. I'm just don't have the technical wherewithal. I think I'm a good songwriter, but to make it sound palatable and like to turn it into what it is where this man comes into play, and he's done such a tremendous job.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Cool, man. Well, two Chicago guys, the whole band's Chicago, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And you
sir.
guys are, I see you guys do collabs with my boy, Mr. Cam, every now and then. He's kind of a Chicago guy too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna interview him soon, kind of get to know a little bit more about him. But what's your relationship with that guy like? I mean, I know him as a funny guy who does funny Bob Weir impressions on Instagram, you know. So I'm curious to kind of know like what that relationship kind of looks like for you guys.
Um, Cam's a good dude. He was just showing us love on IG, and then we like worked out some collabs together to help promote. And he's just like a big supporter of the band, and great dude, just like super cool. And
I forgot where we saw him at.
we've never met in person.
I thought he did
Oh,
come to
really?
the show.
No, he was supposed to go to the IO Theater Goose After Show, but he was supposed to perform at that actually. Like,
Oh,
we were gonna have him do a set. We did a Goose After party in Chicago last September, and for whatever logistical reasons, because he's in a different state, it didn't. Or I think he was in California, it didn't work out. But just a super nice guy. I have nothing but good things to say about him, and funny as I think he's hilarious. Like
Yeah.
he's now you talk about content king. He's a content king.
Yeah, he knows what he's. I mean, dude, I still can't get over. I did not realize that you guys were a band for a year and a half. Like, 15,000 followers on Instagram and the fucking new album like that. That is like, and booking the shit that you guys are booking is crazy. Like, you see a lot of these bands who have been doing this forever, and they're like, they're not putting out an albums like that you guys are, and they're not booking stuff that you guys are. So, like, kudos to you guys. You guys are really doing something right. So good to you guys.
Really appreciate that, man. I'm glad to hear that because you just never know in this industry. It's so
fickle.
it is
Yeah.
fickle, and it's tough. But
And you
I'm
guys,
glad to hear that.
a couple of the posts that you guys make are like, if you like John Mayer, Wolfpack, Dave Matthews Band, or Fish, check us out. Do you guys think that you kind of? I think you guys are a totally different sound than those guys. You think that is that kind of what you're going for? Or?
They said because it's influence.
It's almost
Okay.
like it's like a clickbait thing. It's like
Okay.
generally speaking, if you like jam bands, I think out of all those bands, we sound most like Wolfpack,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what people have told us as well. But
Antoine Stanley, we still need to do a collab, bro.
yeah, make that happen. Come on. So, but yeah, it's kind of like top of funnel marketing. You kind of got to go very broad,
Yeah.
and then to just like bring in, and then it just like makes people comment on it.
Yeah.
So no, I definitely don't think we sound, I mean, really anything like Fish, but Wolfpack, I think we kind of sound like, but
I
like
agree.
I said,
Yeah.
it's just a marketing tactic, if you will.
Yeah, and that's a hard thing about doing this. Like, I just started this podcast in January, and when I started, I was like, I'm gonna do a couple episodes a week, a couple Instagram posts a week, and I'm gonna be good. I'm fucking on Instagram every day trying to get people to get to my page, so I know how it goes, man. That social media shit is a grind, and it's kind of a shame that you got to put that much effort into Instagram, but it's the way she goes, I guess, in today's world.
Yeah, that's the way she goes. It's like the whole fucking ball game. I mean, really, if you can catch something big online, like one video can change your whole life. So
Yeah.
we're going for that, trying to get that momentum going.
For sure. Well, I got I'm almost running out of questions here, but I did want to ask the two Chicago guys. What do we think about the Bears this year?
Oh
Oh
Lord,
Lord.
you asking the wrong one.
Yeah, shit. I haven't watched a sporting event in fucking 15 years.
Bruh.
So go Bears.
Go out of Chicago all the way. So
Yeah, like we rock with the Bears.
What about the Bulls? They made the playoffs this year, right?
You gotta ask Frankie too. No, the
Frank would
Bulls,
have been perfect
yeah,
for this
for
combo.
sure. Frankie would have been.
He knows his shit. He
right.
knows the stats. He knows the players.
Yeah, make a bet.
Wes probably
Frank.
knows some too.
Yeah.
But and Tate
Yeah,
probably
Tate.
knows some.
So you
you got
you
the
picked
wrong
the two worst, the two at least athletic guys in the group.
He's socials. I'm studio.
Yeah, that's about all we know.
Oh yeah, man. Well, before we wrap up, I know the new album just came out, One Way Ticket Up. It's available on Spotify, available on Apple Music, all that good stuff. You want to plug some upcoming dates or anything like that?
Yeah, I'll plug
Yeah.
a couple of
Shit, let me
we got
plug.
Appleton, Wisconsin coming up.
Let me do a quick plug here.
Minneapolis, Minnesota. Where we gonna be at in Appleton, Minnesota?
Oh, Jesus. Sorry. We've got Appleton, Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Urbana, Illinois,
Yeah.
Indianapolis, Louisville, Kalamazoo, Chicago,
Yeah.
Wisconsin,
Oh,
somewhere in Iowa, New York City, Northlands
That's
Festival.
finally on the East Coast now.
Yes.
I know.
right
Get the
to
fuck
East
out of the
Coast.
Midwest. Come down here, boys.
We've got more, and then we're doing
Many more.
many more. Lots
Go
of
check out Instagram. Go
yeah. Follow us on
Instagram.
Instagram
On the Instagram.
and our website hotlikemars.com. And obviously, please go listen to the new album and share it if you're feeling generous.
One last question. Where, how like Mars? I kind of know why it's the name, but like, how did you guys get there?
I was high. I woke up. I was high as giraffe.
Yo.
I woke up.
My chest is hot like Mars.
Hot like Mars. Yeah, man. Came out of nowhere. Really, for real. Trying to think of that. First I said Diggable Planets. Like I say, that's already a band.
We were just
driving somewhere.
essentially he just said it and it sounded so good. We were like, wow, that's it.
It's work.
That's funny because that's how the podcast name, I couldn't think of it. And my girlfriend was next to me on the couch. She was also high. And she was like, what if it was all jammed up? And I was like, boom, you got it.
That's a good one. You got a great podcast name.
That's a great.
And congratulations on your success too, man. I see you're getting a lot of
Hell yeah.
nicer interviews, bigger interviews, man. It's cool to see
Hell yeah.
like us trying to rise up together in the scene and
Hell yeah.
so congratulations on everything, man. And we
We'll
appreciate
see you on the other side of successful.
Yes.
I hope that we can figure out some time to do this again in person with maybe a couple other bands. And I'm going to make all the efforts I can to get to Hillberry this year. So if I don't see you guys before then, I hope we run into each other. And glad we got to do this, man.
Absolutely,
yeah.
brother. We appreciate you, Clint.
Yeah.
God
appreciate
bless
you,
and
man.
continued success for you and your podcast, man.
One-way ticket up, baby.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
You just got jammed.
Welcome back from that interview with Anthony and Pat from Hot Like Mars. I know you guys are all expecting a Chloe's Corner today, but we're doing something a little different. Last week, our grandpa, passed away last Wednesday, and he was really like the quintessential grandpa, always taking us to all kinds of historical things, taking us to music, showing us music. Just a really awesome grandpa, so I wanted to do something different today. Instead of Chloe's Corner, I guess you could call it the Cousin's Corner. And I just wanted to take, a few minutes here today to kind of honor our grandpa and get a chance to talk about it with my cousins. Brandon is in Ohio, my cousin Andrew is in Virginia, and I'm in North Carolina, so we can't get all together all that often, but I thought this would be a good time for us to kind of just reflect on Grandpa Dave, and just how awesome of a guy he was. So I'll go ahead and start with just, for me, Grandpa always was doing cool things for us, man. Like, it's kind of always a treat. It's like you go over to Grandpa's house to go take care of business. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
The title of the list that I made, I was in college and I was writing and doing different things, and that's the title of the list that I have.
Taking care of business?
Yeah, taking care of business.
So for a little background, what that means is Grandpa would be like, hey guys, let's go take care of business today. And what that really meant was Grandpa was taking us to some historical monument or taking us on the ferry to go get ice cream. And when we would get in his little red Mustang, he would put on that song, taking care of business every day. And he just always called it taking care of business. So it was just kind of a funny little thing. But I'll go ahead and start with, this is a music podcast. And, he gave me a lot of his records when he's been battling dementia. He was battling dementia for a while. So I got to choose a bunch of the records that he had. And I got the Steely Dan one. And that was a band I knew Grandpa liked. I knew he liked Steely Dan. And I thought that was cool that I got that one. But the real cool one here is this Grateful Dead one, man. Like, this is in a mint condition 1972 Wake of the Flood album, which is one of the Grateful Dead's greatest albums. Came out in 1972, and it's still in mint condition.
He was grooving, too.
Dude.
He was grooving hard.
Yeah, he was. So that was just really cool that I got that record from him, and I wish that we had the chance to kind of talk about the Grateful Dead, and who knows if he ever went to a show or anything. You know, like I didn't really know about the Grateful Dead till it was past that
I,
point to kind of talk to him about that. But do you think he went to one, Brandon?
no, I don't. I feel like he wasn't going to music like shows like that. I feel like until he got like old, like more retired age. But I know his brother Tom,
Oh, that's a nice one.
Springsteen. His brother Tom went to uh, what the hell is it called?
Woodstock? Really?
Yeah, Tom. Do you remember Tom, his brother? Oh,
Who was that?
goodness.
John Lennon, Yoko Ono?
And Yoko Ono.
Nice. Now, Andrew, did I feel like you kind of I feel like even our whole life really, you probably spent the most time with Grandpa. Did he ever take you to any like cool shows? I
Yes.
know you guys went to a lot of the Norva, right?
Yeah, we used to go to the Norva. Before he took me to any musical events, he took me to like plays at
Uh-huh.
at the amphitheater, and then like he started taking me to more and more shows. Like as you know, my like as we started to venture into music, we would go to Warped Tour, and
Yeah, dude, Grandpa did take us to Warped Tour.
and also we went to a Social Distortion concert that I'll never forget.
Didn't he take you to Corn or something too?
Corn,
Or Disturbed or something like that?
nothing but corn.
Drew, do you remember when Grandpa took us to Tribal Seeds and was it Slightly Stupid?
Hey, Baba.
Hey, Baba. So it was something he had no business going to because he wasn't a big reggae guy. But I remember it was like a show that we were young and we walked in and it was like this cloud of just stank. Like some fucking doobies in the Norva. And Grandpa just didn't even break stride. You and I are like wigging out about it.
How
He
old are
didn't
you
even
guys?
know. Ah, dude, I was pretty young. Andrew wasn't that old. I was probably 12.
So Andrew would be
It
like
was at the
15.
Norva. It was Slightly Stupid. No, not Tribal Seeds. Before had one of those things that shoots like smoke rings, and it was like a big pot leaf face blowing O's through the Norva because it's indoor. And I was young, and I remember I looked over and Grandpa was just like, just in it, dude. Just loved the reggae music. Like he was just happy about it, and I was like, this is something else.
Yeah,
Grandpa also showed me the Band of Horses, which was like became one of my favorite bands. Like the older I got, and that was
Really?
Is there a ghost in my house?
Oh,
He
yeah.
showed me that song.
When it comes to like when y'all are the youngest, like what's the first Grandpa song that comes to your head? I don't know why, but I have one that sticks out like maybe it was just because I was the age I was at the time.
Mine, he used to play a lot of Elvis Costello. I feel like when I was little,
Dude,
and I always thought Elvis Costello and Elvis Presley were like the same person until I was like 8.
goodness. Dude, it was Joy to the World. The damn Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
My brain just goes to Grandpa. I just think Grandpa every single time. Like maybe he had it on CD, maybe he knew how to play it on guitar. I don't know. Maybe that was my like a core memory of like I remember this song. But
Definitely.
like that's such a Grandpa song to me. And they actually, side note, when they closed down the Dome in Virginia Beach, the last people to play it were, what is that, Three Dog Night? Is that the band that sings that?
I think so, yeah.
They rebuilt something on the same property and named it the Dome, and the first band that's playing there is Three Dog Night.
When is that show?
They're still not done making it, so it's like probably a couple months out, but I know they have some decent. That's the same place where I sent you. Bowling for Soup is opening for somebody.
Oh, okay. So what I think would be fun to do is just if we all just tell our favorite grandpa memory. We'll let Andrew go first.
It was the Battle of Great Bridge. So they recreated the Battle of Great Bridge, and it was like an annual,
like Civil War reenactment, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. I wasn't sure. I wasn't aware of the war or anything like that. I just got to see like, a reenactment of it, and I just got a good appreciation for, you know, the bridge and everything, and
the history.
Yeah, I. It was something. It was something special that I'll never forget. So.
Yeah, Grandpa took us to a lot of cool, always like ghost things too. I remember he would take us to like a lot of the forts, like the historical forts, and there'd be like
It's not that they were like.
stories.
Yeah, they just were. They were so old that they were spooky. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My favorite grandpa memory is kind of a weird one, but
Yeah.
I just thought it was really funny because you know that Farm Fresh on Battlefield? I don't think it's there anymore, but you know the farm like that was like 5 minutes from their house.
Yeah, right behind the Burger King, across from the
Yeah,
hospital.
yeah. So it was like snowing one day, or like starting to snow, and Vovo had asked Grandpa to go like get something from Farm Fresh for her. And I was like, I want to go drive in the snow. And it was when he was driving the red Mustang. And Vava was like, be careful with the snow. And Grandpa was like, we got it, Keenan, we got it. So we go and get like whatever we need to get from Farm Fresh. And then when we're pulling out of the Farm Fresh, like back on the battlefield, Grandpa tries to be like cool and kind of do like a quick turn into the street. And he just loses control. And we just like start like spinning out in the middle of battlefield. And finally, he like gets control. We stop in the middle of the street, and he just looks at me and he's like, "Don't tell your Vava about this." So that was one of my favorite memories with Grandpa. What about you, Brandon?
I just had one, and I just lost it because I got into listening to your story and had a brain fart. I had a specific one.
He was always the voice of reason. I felt like whenever we were bad, Vava would always yell at us, and he would just be like,
"Yeah,
Kina,
for sure,
Kina,
for sure,
amor."
Dude, it's not. I mean, I can think of 1,000 stories, but I'm trying to get the one back, and I'm having a complete brain fart. These things.
I used to love riding the ferry to get ice cream too. Was it from like Suffolk to Portsmouth or something?
No, it's Portsmouth and Norfolk.
Portsmouth and Norfolk, yeah.
But
That was always a lot of fun.
This one was fairly recent. It was in my brain 2 seconds ago.
Andrew, what else you got on that list there, man?
Here comes the editing.
Well,
the give me a second to think.
play that we got to watch was Peter and the Wolf, and it's a lot better than The Boy Who Cried Wolf. That's for sure.
What is it? Peter and the Wolf? Was that a band?
Yeah, it's not a band. It's not a band. It's a play, and I remember it vaguely. And it was, I don't know. It was just a good time. That was the first time I went to the amphitheater, so I remember that pretty clearly.
Like the amphitheater in Virginia Beach?
Yeah.
They had a play there?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know they did that there.
Yeah. And yeah, I also have like comics that he used to take these comic strips and put them in a binder for me. And yeah, they were.
Oh yeah, Grandpa was huge on the Sunday comics. Always on the newspaper comics.
Always going to the library too. He would always take us to the library and get like different DVDs or like CDs or books. I guess you get books at the library too, but
yeah, he just to let all y'all artists know, he wasn't buying your CDs. He was renting them. He was getting them from the library.
Yeah,
he was burning them for himself. that dude was the lord of burning CDs. That man burned more CDs than a record company.
We
That
used to
man.
burn a lot of
You
CDs
really
through
did.
LimeWire, though. We used to burn a lot of CDs through LimeWire.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew was like a little computer whiz between the MySpace editing pages and the computer and the LimeWire.
Dude, it started with Pajama Sam.
Dude,
Started with Pajama Sam.
who was the fox? Spy Fox?
Was
Do you guys
Spy
remember
Fox?
the Shockwave game where you would drop the eggs on the people walking by?
Yes.
Dude, I used to love that. Andrew showed me that game too. You know what I'm
Dude.
talking about, Andrew? The Shockwave game where like they would walk by and you'd like drop like tomatoes and eggs on them. You
Yeah.
remember that? Yeah.
There was a lot of. It was You're talking about Shockwave, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All those Flash games were so good.
It was like Grandpa didn't like South Park. I know that.
I don't think many adults do. Especially at his age.
He
Grandpa not a cartoon guy at all.
Yeah, he like it was on Shockwave, like, and I don't know how it got on there, but it was on. But yeah, anyway, news. I'm gonna restore Grandpa's bike.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
The
Yeah.
like salmon pink colored one?
yeah,
Well, it's supposed to be red. It's supposed to
Yeah.
be more
Yeah.
red. than it is.
yeah.
But hey, I got it. I pulled it in. I reeled it in. My favorite Grandpa story is my favorite thing Grandpa ever showed me, which was honestly one of those like pivotal brain moments. Sorry to randomly bounce, but it came back. He took me to these Roman ruins in Portugal named Coimbra, and like I don't know, he took us to see all the old shit. The school took us to see Yorktown and Jamestown and all this old history. And Grandpa took me to fucking Roman ruins in Portugal, and
There's your
And-
thumbs up, Brandon.
yeah, I told you. And this shit 3,000 years old. You know what I mean? 3,000 years old. And I'm reading the dates on it. I'm seeing BC and all the AD and all these letters with the years. And I'm like, oh, that's not. This history is so much older than American history. And I don't know. It was like a brain clicking moment. I really
I think I
appreciate
was there with you. 2006 when we went in 2006. I think I was there with you.
Maybe. I know when I went back when I was 14, I don't know if you went that time.
I haven't been since I was 10.
I asked Grandpa, I was like, what was that old shit? What was the old thing? And we went back when I was 14. And that was when I really like grasped it. And I was like, cause they had like one half of it was like restored and one half of it was old as hell. And I was like, we went, I think we did go that first, all three of us. And then when I went the next time, maybe I made fucking Pops drive us. I don't know. But when I saw that, I was like, this is like I said, I was at that age or whatever. It was like a brain clicking thing of like,
It's something you'll never forget, and that's the whole point. Is like,
yeah, that's why he took me, and I affiliate that all with Grandpa. That's what Grandpa went for. Grandpa was a shock value guy. He's like, look at this,
Dude,
and
I want to go back
like,
to.
what is it?
I want to go back to the bike thing, man. Like I feel like he used to take us on those like long, like 10, 15-mile bike rides.
Tunnels.
The tunnels. When we were like 10, 11 years old and like being
young.
that far from home on our bike, like I felt like the coolest guy ever. I was like, dude, me and my grandpa just biked fucking 20 miles a day before he had breakfast, man.
Looking back, I remember the size of my Hulk bike. Do you guys remember my Hulk bike?
Yeah, I do.
That I rode that thing all the way to the tunnels and through the tunnels and all around. We rode miles and miles, and I was just like, this.
And then grandpa just started falling on his bike all the time. And he's like, all right, you got to cut it out, man.
Yeah, you gotta cut it out. Damn, dude. He loved that fucking bike, dude. There was like,
did.
I remember my dad saying to him, like, like newer bikes, like technology's come a long way, like blah blah blah. You could probably get something for a decent price. It's a few years old. He's like, I just remember he just had a fixation with the bike. He liked the bike. He was like, it's the bike I got. You know, and I get that. I feel that now. When I was a kid, I was like, get the new shit.
That'll be awesome, Andrew. If when you restore that bike, that'll be really, really sick to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to burn ass and go haul over to the tunnels. Start getting a route down for Gramps.
Are the tunnels still there?
Yeah, they go under the bypass. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know they were
It was
still there.
because you used to be able to walk across right there, so they were taking out all walking passage right there for the city. That shit used to connect. That was just like a road through right there. How crazy is that?
Hell yeah, guys. Well, we're almost coming up on our time here. I'm glad we did this. It's like I said, we don't get to be all three together that often. So it's nice to kind of get to do this and talk about it and laugh about it, because he was really the first in like our family, that old person that kind of passed away. And it's been weird, like, not being with you guys and not being, especially for me, like, not being with the family, and just like I know it was kind of a long thing coming. We knew it was going to happen, but the fact that it actually happened, you know, is a little unsettling for everybody. So
yeah, it still hurts.
I'm glad we got to do this. Before we wrap up, is there like a last memory or a last moment or maybe a grandpa saying you want to plug before we get out of here? What about you, Andrew?
Uh,
I know you got something written on that sheet.
yeah.
I know that you loved action movies. Loved them. Too
Loved
much.
what?
Action movies. James Bond and Adjacent. Good God.
And the Tour de France. That dude loved the Tour de France.
Team Lance Armstrong stopped watching after the allegations. Alleged.
All right, guys. Well, I'm glad we did this, man. It was fun, and it was a little something fresh for the podcast, and it was cool that they kind of get to know a little bit about Grandpa, because he was literally the quintessential grandpa, like the coolest grandpa. Always
Very
did fun things with us.
grandpa, too. Very musical Gramps.
I feel like always getting us out of trouble. He never tried to get us in trouble. He always tried to get us out of trouble. So I love you guys. I'm glad we did this.
Love you too, bud. Love you guys.
Hey, guys, remember, wherever you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be.
Come along, have a drink with me. We can talk about the world and how the world is turned so slow. Day and night I found cars they drive and planes they fly. I look into the sun and the sky, you're so bright. It's you that I have found. Oh, and I know there's not much longer now. Or if the world would just slow down. The stars, they sail across the sky, and I could watch you dance all through the night. When the rhythm is right, oh, and I know the sun is rising now. Or if the world would just slow down. So you move with me and I'll move with you, and I could spend the rest of my life by your side. It's you that I have found. Oh, and I know not much longer now. Or if the world would just slow down. there's not much longer now. Or if the world would just slow down.